All right, so it's June, which means official visit season is here. You've got recruits all over the country taking their visits. And Sooner Nation, listen, you're going to have heard some really good things about specific recruits all year long, and things are going to change during OV season. That's how it works. That's how recruiting season works. It's the drama that keeps us going, right? And today we got to talk about a four-star defensive line prospect that trending away from Oklahoma. Appears the Sooners might be losing out on this recruitment, but there's actually a couple prospects that Oklahoma could be lined up for that actually could be causing this. We got to talk about that today. Before we do it, though, I need to hear from y'all. So join the discussion. Jump down in the comments below. Give me your thoughts on what you guys think around this 2025 recruiting cycle. How do you think the staff is doing? And ultimately, which one of these defensive linemen do you think we land? Got to hear from y'all. But we got to start it off. Cole Breeler, the four-star defensive lineman out of Hun School in Pennington, New Jersey. Guys, remember, we've talked about him for a while now. Like, this is a guy that we have kind of expected to be in this class for Oklahoma. It's starting to trend away from Oklahoma. And the reason why you felt so good about it was Oklahoma had really been the only place he had been. He's from Hun School. We got Logan Howland out of there. So Oklahoma's got some connections. Cole Breeler and Todd Bates actually have a pretty good relationship. But there's a couple things here, right? Academics and just like Cole Breeler only had 3 official visits set. Stanford, Ohio State, Oklahoma. Goes out to Stanford, I believe this was his first visit out to Stanford. And guys, they've hit it out of the park. I mean, they really have showed Cole Breeler their vision for the program. And if you're an Oklahoma fan, like, I don't know if this loss will hurt you as bad. Like, understanding that he's trending to Stanford, I don't think hurts you. The one thing I want Oklahoma fans to understand, though, is just because you're going to see predictions flow in for Stanford, he still has to make it to Oklahoma potentially. And if he gets here on campus, I think Todd Bates and the staff can close the deal. Stanford just has momentum right now, and you're going to see insiders feed off that momentum, especially since he hasn't been on campus since January. Just keep that in mind for a second. But I was talking about this in the Discord earlier with some other guys when we were talking about the predictions that might be coming in for Cole Breeler to Stanford and the ones that already have came in. And you look at it and say this: Ohio State, Larry Johnson, they're supposed to be getting a visit on June 14th. Todd Bates in Oklahoma, June 21st. Todd Bates is one of 247's top 3 recruiters of the year. We're going to talk about that in a separate video. Larry Johnson is the godfather of defensive line recruiting. I have no doubt in my mind that he's going to give them the time of day. But if he doesn't, it's going to be a shock to everybody. But I think it's okay because Oklahoma has other prospects at the defensive line position that we all know they kind of want to hit on. And the first one's Christian Evans, right? Christian Evans is a 4-star defensive lineman at 6'2.5", 285 pounds, who he's been showing out in camps, winning awards, like MVP awards. And he's out of Ashburn, Virginia, Stonebridge High School. You've got Virginia Tech and North Carolina really being your primary competitors in this recruitment. But Todd Bates and Christian Evans, especially if you guys went and watched that interview that we had with him, you guys understand that relationship between the two. You understand Oklahoma's in a really, really good spot. Now, here's the deal. You've also got pursuit of Floyd Boucard. And Floyd Boucard, you have not gotten him on campus yet. But Todd Bates has been working at this one for a while. And again, this is the one that I say, if there's any guy you land, if you miss out on all the others, if there's one guy you want to land, it's Floyd Boucard. Because he is a plug-and-play kid. Now, with Floyd Boucard, he's going to be here June 14th through the 16th when you have a lot of the other elite visitors here. First visit. Oklahoma really has an opportunity to make up some ground and try to, how should I say this, slow down the process with other schools. Now, if you're Oklahoma and you land Christian Evans and Floyd Boucard, this is a very, very good class, and one that I don't think if you're an Oklahoma fan, you're too upset about. And then you guys have to remember about Mikey Williams Lee. Mikey Williams Lee. Remember, we just had him on the podcast recently too. He's not rated yet. He's out of the state of Georgia. I think he's a very talented, underrated prospect on the defensive line. This is one of those guys where I look at and say, that's Todd Bates' guy in terms of getting him on campus, being able to develop him, make him a great defensive line recruit. So the good news is if you lose Cole to Stanford, you've got other prospects at that defensive line position, specifically the interior, that you're really excited about and that you feel really good about. And then when you look at the defensive end and what Miguel Chavis is going to do, like there's a potential chance that they have to whittle numbers on the interior guys and potentially say we have to take transfers and figure out what we're going to do with those numbers come the start of next season, because Miguel Chavis is in a fantastic spot for multiple defensive ends, like Cade Petchak, who you guys have heard quite a bit about. I like Smith Orogbo. Remember him? He has talked about how Norman feels like home, which when kids say that, it's kind of a good indication. But Oklahoma's right in there, and he's a borderline 5-star kid. Like he's that kind of talent. And then you look at CJ Nixon, an in-state prospect who, when this cycle started, was a 5-star. And if he camped a little bit more, is a 5-star kid. Like CJ Nixon has that kind of talent and is that kind of dynamic of an athlete. But then you've also got Isaiah Gibson, the 4-star defensive end, top, I think 50 or 75 player in the country that's currently committed to USC, that is going to be coming to visit Oklahoma. And guys, to tell you a secret, Oklahoma has a good chance to flip him from USC. So if you take 4 defensive ends, I think maybe your numbers get a little bit tighter and maybe you don't get to take 3 defensive linemen on the interior. So we're just going to have to look at it all and evaluate. Remember, it's official visit season. Things are going to get crazy. Things are going to get a little dicey, but it's okay. So Oklahoma, they're in a good spot for a couple of the defensive linemen. If you lose Cole, not the end of the world, but I think Oklahoma might still get a shot. If Oklahoma doesn't get a shot here with the official visit, I will be shocked. So if you guys haven't already and you guys have made it this far, jump in the comments first, because again, I need to hear y'all's takes on the defensive line recruiting. And like I said, we're going to talk about Todd Bates getting that top 3 recruiter ranking from 247. I think that's actually pretty big time. But additionally, I just want to be able to chat with y'all. So jump in the comments below, join the discussion. Hey, if you guys haven't already, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. And like I said last video, if you guys see me out in public, I'll be giving you guys free t-shirts, free swag, stickers, things like that. So come up to me. If I don't have the merchandise on me, we'll figure out a way to get it to you, but I want to be able to meet you guys in person. So come up to me. We'll get you guys a t-shirt, get you guys a sticker, whatever we have on hand. Yeah. So hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you guys next time.